Catherine Trammell, portrayed by Sharon Stone, is one of the most iconic and enigmatic femme fatales in modern neo-noir cinema. At once seductive, intelligent, manipulative, and utterly self-possessed, she serves as both the central mystery and the driving force of Basic Instinct. Seductiveness and power. Catherine is stunningly beautiful and aware of the power it grants her. She uses her sexuality like a scalpel, cutting through the psychological defenses of the men around her. Catherine Trammell is less a suspect in a crime and more a force of nature. She's a master manipulator, a brilliant strategist, and the living embodiment of noir's dangerous woman, lethal not because of brute force, but because of intellect, charisma, and a complete absence of fear. Ava Lord is more than a character. She's a dark archetype. She embodies the noir theme of destructive love, where beauty masks corruption and trust leads to annihilation. Ava is the dame to kill for, not because she is worthy, but because her very presence compels men to abandon reason, morality, and self-preservation. Maddie Walker, portrayed by Kathleen Turner in Body Heat, is one of the most iconic femme fatales of the neo-noir revival. Her sultriness is both ice and fire. She plays every role to perfection: innocent wife, flirtatious vixen, seductress, and ultimately a faux victim cornered by the police. She doesn't just seduce men, she engineers their destruction, all while appearing helpless, desirable, and irresistibly mysterious. From her very first appearance, Maddie radiates sexual confidence. Her sultry voice, commanding presence, and languid physicality make her almost hypnotic. But unlike many women in noir who are constrained by circumstance, Maddie weaponizes her sexuality to create a fantasy, a persona tailored to manipulate Ned Racine, the morally weak, heat-dazed lawyer who becomes her lover and pawn. She doesn't simply arouse desire, she creates obsession. She uses the oppressive Florida heat as part of her arsenal, making everything sweatier, hazier, and easier to blur, especially moral boundaries. Maddie is not just manipulative, she is a brilliant strategist. She orchestrates a perfect crime, using Ned's desire and lack of foresight to murder her wealthy husband and take the money. At every stage, she appears vulnerable, in need of rescue, unsure, until the final act reveals she has been controlling every detail. She constructs not just a con, but an entire identity. The ultimate reveal that Maddie Walker is not even her real name underscores her masterful deception. She creates and erases herself at will, leaving others holding the consequences. Though Maddie is framed within the structure of a passionate romance, her motivations are chillingly clear: wealth, freedom, and total control. She is emotionally impenetrable, always 10 steps ahead, and willing to sacrifice anyone, including lovers and friends, to achieve her goals. Her evil is not flamboyant or sadistic, it's elegant, methodical, and pragmatic. She never raises her voice, never gets her hands dirty. In true noir fashion, the femme fatale does not need brute strength, just the right combination of sex, intelligence, and a fall guy. Maddie Walker is a direct descendant of classic noir women, yet more modern, more dangerous, because she operates in a world that gives her even more room to maneuver. She isn't constrained by guilt, remorse, or even identity. She represents the ultimate noir theme. That desire can be fatal, especially when what's desired is a lie. Maddie Walker is the embodiment of neo-noir's most enduring themes: heat, lust, betrayal, and ruin. She is seductive not just in body but in mind, a woman who understands exactly how far a man will go for love and just how easily she can push him there. In Body Heat, Maddie doesn't just survive the chaos she causes, she thrives in it, walking away unscathed while everyone else burns. Maddie is a force of nature like a hurricane that cannot be stopped. She will get, or take, using every tool of her femininity, whatever she wants one way or another. There are no lengths she won't go to, no one she won't use. no one who is off limits or out of danger in her presence. To top it all off, she is one of the hottest, most sultry sirens ever put on screen. She smolders, she seduces, she manipulates, and in the end she wins. When she comments to Ned that he's not too smart, it shows how razor sharp she is. From there, or perhaps even before that line, when she first lays eyes on him, Ned becomes nothing but a mark to her, a tool, a means to an end. Ultimately, it leads to his end and her freedom to live comfortably for the rest of her life. In the end, Ned sums Maddie up saying, "Don't you understand?" That was her special gift. She was relentless. Maddie was the kind of person who could do what was necessary, whatever was necessary. But for Ned, it was already too late. He had taken the bait and fallen for her scheming hook, line, and sinker. In the end, Maddie ends up in the wind, scot-free, perfectly unscrupulous, perfectly seductive, perfectly sultry, perfectly manipulative, perfectly noir, a perfectly constructed femme fatale of neo-noir. Lynn Bracken, portrayed with quiet strength and emotional nuance by Kim Basinger, is a modern update of the classic noir femme fatale, but beneath the glamour and mystique, she is a deeply human character, vulnerable, intelligent, and ultimately redemptive. Bridget Gregory, played with razor-sharp brilliance by Linda Fiorentino in The Last Seduction, is one of the most uncompromising femme fatales of modern noir. She doesn't just bend men to her will, she shatters the conventions of femininity, morality, and narrative expectation. Intelligent, ruthless, and unrepentantly self-serving, Bridget is not a woman trying to survive a man's world. She's a woman thriving in it by mastering the rules and exploiting them better than anyone else. Bridget is terrifyingly smart. A former telemarketing executive, she knows how to read people, talk fast, and stay 3 steps ahead. Her manipulation is psychological rather than emotional. She doesn't plead or beg. She provokes and dares. She escapes New York with stolen drug money, reinvents herself under a fake name, and plays local and big city men alike without ever breaking a sweat. Every move she makes is calculated. She constructs elaborate lies, manipulates evidence, and even engineers a murder to escape suspicion, all while maintaining her icy exterior. That wraps up our profile of the top 5 sexiest women of neo-noir. We hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe.